we've got Dr. Ashley Setter from Inquiring Minds.
I'm Ashley Setter. I'm a software developer from Inquiring Minds. So the main problem we're focusing on is the Internet of Things problem. So Internet of Things devices present a new class of security problem. They're cheap, diverse, they're always on, always connected, and often based on thrown together firmwares, connected to a plethora of distributed applications and tunnel through a spaghetti code and network of cloud device services, which are a recipe for disaster. Moreover, the legacy problem is a nightmare. Millions of devices are already out there, and the churn rate of TVs, light bulbs, and health equipment means they're not going away anytime soon. The IoT security market is in 2021, it was 14.9 billion. It's projected to grow up to 40.3 billion by 2026. So the solution we're focusing on is called the Cyber TDX. It's our flagship cybersecurity product. It embodies the next generation gateway technology that can be built into or bolstered onto existing routers and IT gateways. It's at its heart, it's a novel cognitive security architecture that processes multiple data streams continuously. Instead of classic authentication and authorization role, Cyber TDX implements a continuous assurance model where the risk posed by any connected device is continually assessed and reassessed. The system can either autonomously respond with preventative measures or escalate it to human security analysts to identify. Cyber TDX continuously learns and recalibrates its risk model depending on new identified behaviors and the success of actions taken. One of the principal differentiators of our system is its ability to integrate and collaborate over multiple cybersecurity information streams. The information is always shared with digitally signed credentials, which enable both better autonomy and distributed collaboration models. The type of information consumed and actively used by Cyber TDX includes classic device instance behavior, IPs, MAC addresses, and network activity. We've got a formal hierarchy of device types inheriting from each other. We use the firmware of the devices, identifying dynamic software updates. We use some simple behavior MUD type statements to describe how particular devices are expected to behave. We look for anti-behaviors, so descriptions of suspicious behaviors that we don't expect devices to be doing. We're ingesting vulnerability and SBOM information from devices. We do port scans from the router, and we're currently working on developing AI and machine learning techniques to statistically describing the behavior of these devices. As for the business, Inquiring Minds is an organically grown, self-funded UK cybersecurity company with a 10-year track record. We invested over 8 million in R&D to date on a suite of deep tech. TechWorks, the UK deep tech organisation, awarded Inquiring Minds Deep Tech Company of the Year in 2021, and we've won over 20 awards for technology innovation. Our current customer traction includes MOD, UK and US governments, with emerging trials in telecoms, smart cities and the manufacturing sectors.
Thanks. Done that with 5 seconds to spare. Robin, shall I come to you first?
Yes, thank you, Dan. Could you just recap? You said you said it's a bolt-on to existing, and then I thought, right, you said routers and
yes. So we're looking at building some software basically that can be plugged in and installed on routers that manufacturers are selling. The idea that this will then just be something they can install on their routers, and it's an additional platform on top of that. So the analytics will be performed on the router on traffic that's going through it, and then analyzing that behavior and trying to classify devices and
as with that in mind, are you in discussions with either the router manufacturers or the ISPs who would sort of specify those sort of equipments?
Yes, so we're currently working with Cisco as one of our partners in developing this, so that we can put it into some of their routers, with the idea of we're going to first trial it in some small businesses and see how it performs.
Dave?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley. Just keen to understand, in the short term at the moment, what are the big challenges that you're looking to overcome to sort of get to that next stage of growth?
So I think the big challenges are having a robust system to identify these devices and strategy for responding to threats when we detect them. So we're currently still quite in the early development phase, and we're still fleshing out how to solve a lot of these problems. And obviously they are difficult problems, otherwise people would have already solved them. So yeah, it's really just working on solutions to those problems. I mean, another big problem we've got is getting enough data to actually be able to classify these things. So currently we're working on getting a basic system up and running that we can then run in some test environments and really collect a lot of data. The idea being that the end system, all of the devices will be connected in the cloud, and we can gather all of that data and get a better idea of how devices are behaving to get, over time, build a better descriptor of what's going on in the network.
Thanks for the brief answers. Probably got time for one more if Sally or Andy have got one.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated, actually, when you mentioned that you've kind of, to this day, you've self-funded to the tune of 8 million. Where does that money come from? Is that as a result of revenue streams inside the business for your non-cyber related solutions?
It's a mixture of that and a lot of innovation grants. So our work is quite varied, especially for such a small company. We do work in we've done work in agriculture. We've done a lot of work with local authorities developing sort of specific tailored applications. So we've only just really recently we've had a secure framework for transferring data, which a lot of our products are built on, but we're really looking to develop more of the cyber technologies that we've got the capabilities to do.
Okay, great, thanks.